So, yeah, thank you for sharing what's going on for you. And one of the ways that's helpful for me to really get a sense of what you're going through and what you're really asking me to help you with is by using these little Lego minifigures to reenact the scenario so I can get an actual visual picture of what has been happening for you. So, you started the story by talking about you and your daughter, Audrey. And we also talked about, you also said that it's your mother, her grandmother, who accompanies her to these class parties. So
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and use some figures here. So I'm going to turn the screen down.
Okay.
All right, can you see that?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to just say that this is you, right? And I'm going to say that this one sitting down with the hat on is Audrey.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that this person here is your mother, which is her grandmother. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So uh, main characters: you, daughter, and grandmother. And if we were to reenact what it's like for her to go to these class parties every single year, and you not be there, what other characters would we need to have to really complete the picture?
Um, her classmates
Classmates.
and the classmate's parent
The
or mother.
classmates and the classmates' parents.
Mhm.
Okay. So, um, is it okay then if we use just like a bunch of pairs?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what happens in the classroom.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna choose some figurines then. Um, so okay. So here's a pair.
Mhm.
Here's a pair. Here's a pair.
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe here's a pair.
Mhm.
Okay. So um, what would be helpful as far as me arranging them in such a way that would make her feel like the odd person out or whatever distraught feelings that she has.
Maybe if they were all standing in some kind of like uniform, um, either a circle or a
Mm-hmm.
line, and she's
Circle a
not.
line. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's not part of that
And she's
circle.
not part of it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to remove her a little bit, maybe off to the side like this.
Yeah.
All right. And then are they kind of like a click?
Mhm.
All right. Something like this.
Right.
And then daughter and grandmother are kind of off to the side looking at that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And before we continue on, just like when you just look at this, any emotions come up for you?
Yeah, I feel um, this only shows 4 pairs of mother-daughters, but
Yes.
her class probably had, there were boys too.
Yes.
So there are probably like 30 pairs, is more like 25 or 30 pairs
So
of.
we're really expanding then.
Yeah,
This is just a small glimpse of what it's really like for
right.
her.
So I feel her pain a lot more acutely, and I feel sad and lonely for her
Yeah.
to observe how everyone else has their parent there.
Yeah. I do too. And I mean, could it be possible, for anyone to just kind of step in and be part of the clique? Sure. But, for a young kid, there's certain barriers that they have to overcome to just kind of go in there and insert themselves. And so if they're really looking at this as a circle that's hard to penetrate, uh, that's a very difficult situation.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if I were to now place you, Where would I place you in this whole scenario?
I'm super far away in my workplace. So, if you could use some kind of barrier
Hmm.
that makes me feel trapped.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. So I'm going to look for some things that make you. So I do have a few walls here. Would walls work?
yes.
Walls, okay. I have some motorcycles too and a horse. Uh, but
Probably the walls.
yeah, something like that.
Right. Because I like how I'm still able to see because my
Uh-huh.
mom still sent me pictures on her cell phone.
Yeah, yeah,
I
right.
could visibly see how distraught Audrey was in the
Yeah,
picture. She
yeah.
wasn't smiling. It just looked like she was having a miserable time.
Uh-huh.
But there was nothing, I was powerless to do anything.
Hmm. Is there anything that you feel or think differently upon looking at this that you may not have thought of if we were just talking about it?
Yeah, actually, just seeing four pairs of child and parent, even
Yeah,
that seems like so many. And
yeah,
these are small, fake, tiny figures, and it
yeah,
really does illustrate for me how Audrey really felt like. I'm sure there were at least another grandma there. There was at least another grandmother there, but
yeah.
um, yeah, I feel very lonely for Audrey, and um, I can understand why she wanted to leave. She didn't stay for the entire party. She
Mm-hmm.
left after they ate. So
Mm.
I can understand why my mom took her home immediately after when she asked.
Previously, without really getting a sense of this picture, when you
Mhm.
hear the news that she just wants to leave prematurely, what did you previously think?
I was kind of upset at her,
Mm,
because it's not like she doesn't have a close relationship with my mom. And
right.
so I was kind of thinking, well, what's the big deal? You guys are having fun. You do have like a parental figure there.
Yeah.
So it gives me a lot more empathy for her feeling excluded and different.
Wow. All right, Jen. Thanks for being my guinea pig.
Anytime.
You know, I have used these Lego figures in therapy for the past 5 years, but I've never used them on video. This little experiment showed me, at least, that I can get increased emotional connection during a video counseling session, and it doesn't matter whether the client is the one with the Lego figures or I, the therapist, am the one with the Lego figures. I'm creating many more videos to help you use this process, which I call Figure It Out. These are videos about using figures to create crystal clear treatment plans, figures for CBT, figures for attachment theory, internal family systems, narrative therapy, solution focused therapy, figures for individuals, figures for couples, figures for when you feel stuck, figures for when you have a very resistant client. And honestly, I used to be really anxious about doing my clinical work, not just when I was a trainee or an associate, but as a licensed person as well. But not so much anymore. So instead of freaking out, I try to figure it out. If you're curious about learning how to figure it out in your clinical work, I'd love to show you. Email me at roy@newlegacycounseling.com and express your interest to me, and I will put you on an email list that will give you more information about how to learn the figure it out process. Until next time, take care.